we love the idea of most things without actually understanding what those things actually are. For example, I'm in the music business, okay? I write, I produce, I'm a recording artist, etc. Make sure to check out the music. It's fire. I'm just gonna put it there. I'm just gonna leave it there. You can refute that once you listen for yourself, okay? But something I understand is that when people think about music, what they think about is the glitz and the glamour. So they think about the red carpet, they think about the Grammys, they think about, the gala or whatever it may be. They think about everything outside of the music. They think about the money flowing in. They think about the private jets. They think about the Versace, the Hermes, whatever, right? The one part that they miss out on is the studio. The one part they miss out on is being in this room, insulated and creating, right? Sitting here with a blank piece of paper, sitting here with, blank note section and turning nothing into something. Sitting in here and working a piece out over and over and over again, creating something and then realizing, this ain't it, and scrapping the whole thing and starting all over again. Living, breathing, eating, sleeping studio. Like that's the thing that most individuals who have this dream of what it is to be an artist, a musician, that they don't actually perceive. And this is the exact same thing when it comes to relationships. Many of us have a concept of what a relationship is, right? We all see this thing of, the white wedding, or the black wedding, whatever wedding you want to have. We're in 2024. We ain't just finna have no white wedding. We finna have whatever type of weddings we want to have. So you got the big old wedding. You got the gifts and the celebration and the dance and the little, ribbon thingy thing. Like you got all types of things that you're thinking of. The honeymoon, you thinking of the glitz, the glamour. Oh my goodness, the ring, the boom, the pop, the pop, pop. You thinking of all the sparkles and glitter, forgetting about the actual marriage itself, right? Think about a baby. Oh my goodness, a baby would be precious. I can't wait to have my baby boy. I can't wait to have my baby girl, right? My precious little baby. They're so cute. They're so adorable. I look at them. They look at me. They're loving me. I'm loving them. I'm loving them. They're loving me. They're so cute. But what we forget is it's not a baby we're having. We are having a child. And that child is going to somehow go from this little person right here who is just so cute to this person who's kind of getting on our nerves a little bit, to then this person who's thinking they could fight us now, to this person who probably can fight us now. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, there is not just a baby we're having a whole child. And now this child becomes an adult, and that means something completely different. And so, I always say, some people or most people want to be married, but not all people are ready to be a husband, and not all people are ready to be a wife. Most people, or some people, I guess nowadays, it's different. It's 2024 now. It's different. We'll see about 2025. But some people want to be parents. Some people want to have a baby, but most people are not ready to be a parent or a father or a mother. And that's just the facts. Now, what's the difference? What's the difference between having a wedding or being married and actually being a husband and wife? Well, the label of husband and wife is loosely thrown around, just like the word love is, right? And it's misunderstood. It's a mislabeling of something. A husband is a specific criteria. A wife is a specific criteria. It's an embodiment. It's a way in which an individual thinks and moves through life. That's why sometimes we say, man, that's wifey type, right? Like she's wifey. She got wifey written all over. She got wifey written all over. You understand? And we say, okay, yeah, that's hubby right there. That's a husband, because we see the characteristics and the attributes of that individual. And you could see somebody who is married and you still gonna say to yourself, man, he's for the streets, she's for the streets, or whatever, the new terminology may be at that point, that this individual is actually not serious about being in relationship. They are not a husband. They are just married. They just got a ring on their finger. They are moving through the streets crazy. This individual right here is scandalous. They're trifling, that they don't know how to have a relationship. And there's a lot of folks who believe that they can take this ultimate leap from being the person who is not wifey or not hubby yet, and they can all of a sudden wake up and say, because I want to be married, I should be married and I'm ready to be that. And I'm here to tell you right now that the worst thing you can do for yourself, not just everybody else, the folks that are grown folks who are ready to have them grown folk relationships, leave them alone, right? That's one thing. But just for yourself right now, because this message is between you and I, the best thing that you can do for yourself is not to get into that relationship because you are going to disappoint yourself. You are going to hold expectations about how somebody shows up. Like you're used to people who play games, right? You're used to people who don't have a sense of integrity, who don't have a sense of self-respect, right? So you think you can just walk in and play little games or whatever, and this person is dead ass serious. This person is for real, for real. They're the real deal. And you're going to feel like they're too strict. You're going to feel like they're too this, they're too that. You're going to feel like, there's something that is off because this isn't what that was. This ain't a one night stand. This ain't, fresh out the club. This is an individual who has been getting their mind and their heart right. This is an individual who has been living a real life, not a synthetic social media life. This is a person who is a real individual who has been at least developing the characteristics necessary. Like for me, I thought I was ready at 21, 22 to be a hubby. I was not even close to being ready for that. My mind wasn't right. My heart wasn't right. I was emotionally distant. I had all types of unresolved traumas going on. I was still trying to be the man. I was still trying to be seen and validated. Now, I wasn't no dog and no cheater like that, and I was honest about how I was moving with everything. And I wasn't raised with that type of mentality. I don't know what they do that at. I'll be honest with you. Okay. But one thing that I was not was a hubby. I was not husband. They might have seen husband potential in me and might have tried to turn me into one, but I was not ready at that point. And something in me was wise enough to know, like, you're not ready at this. You're not right now. You're not ready yet. You have to develop into that man. Just like you have to develop into that woman in order to be that individual. And we want to jump the process because we want what we want, because we're coming from a place of desperation. And that's an indicator that you're not ready yet. You're not ready if you're coming from a place of I need it, because all you're looking to do is use that person up. And I don't know what you think this is about, but when you get into a grown folk relationship, it's a mutual thing, right? Y'all are giving and receiving, giving and receiving, giving and receiving. Y'all are equally yoked, okay? And I'm not just speaking in a religious context. That means in every respect, you are equally yoked. Y'all are really there in resonance. Y'all think it's just about gymnastics in the bedroom. Like, that's not going to carry a relationship. When you're thinking about gymnastics in the bedroom, you're still in that mentality of, the streets. That's what that mentality, that's a street mentality, right? And I'm not saying the streets is evil or bad. It's just, that's not the same thing. We're in two different worlds. And so I've said to people straight up, I'm like, look, you are not ready for a real serious relationship. Oh no, but I don't understand why this ain't working. I say, look, don't even stress yourself out. Just like when folk come to me, oh, I want to get a six pack. I see you got your little abs going, whatever it is. How do I get a six pack? I say, okay, show me how you eat. What do you like to do? I say, okay, are you willing to give up sugar? Are you willing to stop, with the carbs? And they look at me like I got 17 heads. Like, what the? Negro, please. Are you willing to do keto? I'm not willing to do a neato, not a damn Dito. Like, they're not willing to do anything. And so I say, let go of the six pack because it don't define you. It don't make you. Just like a relationship is not supposed to define or make you. So if you are feeling desperate for it, it's because you believe it's going to validate you. It's going to make you feel like more. You're trying to satisfy loneliness. And I'm here to tell you right now that if you feel lonely, you are going to feel lonely forever, so long as you do not have a relationship with yourself. And the moment that you start to cultivate self-love, the moment that you start to realize that you have everything you need within yourself, that you can validate your own damn self, when you start to live in that way, then the soulmate comes. Then you can have the soulmate relationship because you're giving yourself that already. I say you should be living a life where it feels like your soulmate is already there. That's how much love that you are exuded for yourself and the world around you. But if you're not in that place, then you ain't ready for this. You talk about, man, I want to love like grandma had. First of all, you don't know what type of love grandma had. You don't know she was getting the Beats by Dre put on her. You don't know. You don't know if grandma was putting the Beats by Dre on him. You don't know. You don't know. Your grandpa might not really be your grandpa. You don't know what somebody else is going through. But if what you want is this beautiful, harmonious, healthy, growing, vibrant relationship, right? What we call a soulmate relationship, what I just sometimes call just a healthy relationship dynamic, you have to first develop and cultivate those aspects within yourself. You got to let go of those old habits. You got to quote unquote repent of your old ways, which just simply means you have to let go completely and absolutely eradicate those old habits and patterns. You can't go from, jumping from bed to all of a sudden you have a mindset ready to bond with one individual and be committed. And you can't do that. It doesn't work that way. And that's why some of y'all are stressing right now, because you want to be in a relationship, but you're already in 10 of them. I came with fire. Today I came with fire. Today I came to burn some stuff, to purify some stuff in you, because this is some foolishness that they have us buying into. Oh, you need to be talking to this many and that many. You need to be, and then now you're over here having texting games, and why they playing games, and why they, I don't understand, and they can't be a main, and you blaming everybody else. Like, look at how you're moving. Look at how you're moving. Is this how you want the person that you are dreaming to be with to be moving through life? Is this the amount of respect that they're putting on themselves? Is this how much respect you desire them to be showing you in the relationship? If you can't even give yourself the respect that you want from them, you're playing a fool's game. Because we think this is the movies where somebody's just going to show up and save us from ourselves. Oh my goodness, they swept me off my feet. They saved me from every problem, and now I'm so happy. That's not real life. This is a universe where there is universal law and order, right? The law of attraction, the law of frequency, the law of vibration, the law, like this is, it's a real law. It's real. Where your energy goes or your attention goes is where your life will flow. Your life is going to go in direct representation to the energy that you have. So if you have a desperate, needy energy, you're always going to attract situations, circumstances, people, places, things that are resonant with that energy. And most people get into relationships with a desperate energy, and so they end up in very desperate situations, in dire situations. I can't believe that happened to me. I can. I could have told you that, 6 months before you got in the relationship, because the energy that you were entertaining and the place you were coming from was desperate. You got to get to a place where you have the wholeness within you, when you recognize that you are whole, right? I call it the healing journey, like many do, yes, because it gives us a certain level of understanding, but it's really the wholeness journey. A wholeness journey, as in you're already whole. You already enough. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I'm a self-love, like you already are loved. It's not you learning to love yourself. It's you allowing that love to permeate and to be at the forefront, and not going out and trying to get it for somebody. Because that's the problem in the first place. The reason why you went from somebody who had, ambitions of being in a real relationship to like, oh, forget about it, whatever, I'm just going to do what I want to do. And then you quote unquote did what you want to do. Now you heartbroken 100 times over. And then now you're finally trying to, settle down. You crying yourself to sleep every night. The reason you find yourself here is because you did not deal with that unresolved trauma. You didn't deal with the thing that is in the way of the true story of who you are. You bought into the lie that you're undeserving. You bought into the lie that you are not loved, that you are not appreciated. And so, of course, you're going to find yourself, between a rock and a hard place, like Patrick in Bikini Bottom. You know what I mean? Under the rock and in the hardest place. So we really have to grow up, folks. We really have to start maturing in order for us to truly live the lives that we claim that we desire. There's no other way. There's no other road there. Again, you can, how many folks, them, you went to the wedding, or maybe two, right? Well, you were at the wedding and you said to yourself, before you even went to the wedding, you said to yourself, do I even buy this person a gift? Because I know this thing ain't gonna last more than 5 years, maybe 5 months. I don't know. But you had a feeling in you like this ain't it. This is just two folks with 2 rings on, and 2 folks who not going to have 2 rings on in a few months or a few years. And so you were even questioning just buying a gift, even just creating the damn list in the first place. You said, like you looked at the registration and you, okay, let me get the damn toaster. You know what I mean? Let me get the toaster from the back of Ross. You understand me? Then the back of Baccarat. Yes, yes, it's a clothing spot, but in the back they got the a few items for the kitchen. Let me get the $25 toaster from just to show up with something in my hands. Since I'm gonna be eating food that's worth more than that 25, it's gonna balance us out anyway. Because you knew that relationship wasn't serious. There's a whole lot of folks with rings on right now that regret the fact that they got that ring on. And they want to be out there running around because they never dealt with what was in them, or they're blaming their spouse as a reason why they don't feel good. If you are in a place where you still need somebody else to make you feel something, that you cannot be in charge and responsible of your own emotional state, you are not ready to be in a serious relationship. And if you're in one right now, it's actually a detriment to your relationship. You're putting so much pressure on the person to have to show up a certain way and walk on eggshells, and you wonder why they can't be real and authentic and why they can't open up, because when they do, then you get offended. Now you mad. Like, you can't have that both ways. You can't cut a cake 10 different ways. You got to choose one lane that you're going to do it, and everybody gets a slice. Otherwise, it's just going to be jagged. And everybody's going to be mad because they got little pieces and you took the big one, right? Like, get your own damn cake. I don't even know where I was going with that damn analogy. I don't even eat cake no more. But get your own damn cake. Yeah, they need to get their own. Take care of your own. Like, you need to be responsible and in charge of your own internal states. That is a part of maturity. That is the biggest part of maturity, is understanding that you're responsible for your own life, and that you can't keep blaming the individuals around you. You can't keep blaming the individuals from your past, present, or, getting ready to blame in the future and expect to have the life that you desire. Expect to have a life of peace, a life filled with love, at least not for long, because it's got a short window. It's got a short time span on it. When you live a life in this perpetual state of, self-imposed victimhood, it's only about time that you experience some level of injustice in your life, because that's how the law works. That's how energy goes. Where energy goes or energy flows, that's where life flows. That's your roadmap every time. If I'm feeling like, life is so unfair to me and nothing ever goes right, and I'm holding on to that emotional state, then I'm going to create more and more of that. If I believe that all women or all men are dogs or whatever, like, I was in the red pill stuff when I was 18, 19. I think I was probably 19 when I got into it. Yeah, I was about 19 when I got into it, like, heavily. I was already kind of indoctrinated in the red pill because hip hop, rap music, y'all know what I'm talking about. Rap music will for sure put you in that red pill mentality where it's like, these ain't but and tricks. All right. I can't even say you can't even hear what I'm saying, because when I'm doing the clean version, there's no words left. Blow the whistle. Like, we were listening, and I grew up in the Bay Area. So 17 years of my life spent in the Bay Area, the Yay area, man. I grew up in the Bay, and that's some of the most quote unquote red pill music ever. That is pimpology 101. Like, literally, our biggest artists talking about they are literal pimps. That's the type of music that we're coming up on. So our mentalities were so warped when it came to relationships. And, I could never love a woman. I could never love a trick. I could never love a whatever. You can't trust them. You got to duck them. You can't cuff them. Like, that's the type of ideology that we were indoctrinated with. So, you can't expect a man to come from that and then all of a sudden one day just jump into being this man who got it together, suit and tie, ready to make you a wife for real. Like, absolutely not. That brother right there doesn't have his own footing. He can't be that. I could not be that at that point in time. I had too many conflicting messages. I had too much self-created wounds. I'll call it that, because I take responsibility. I'm not one of them folks who says, because of my parents, because of whatever. Like, yes, I understand how that works. I understand how, programming and conditioning works. I understand how memories of traumatic events can latch on and then manifest and project themselves as our life experience. I understand that. Trust me, I get it. But I'm also at a place where I'm like, look, at a certain point, I was conscious enough to recognize that it's me who's going to choose to either perpetuate it or to let these things go and do the work to actually process and release and surrender myself, right? And so now I'm at that place. But again, there was a point in time where, I was in the ism. You understand? These are words that you probably never even heard. Understand the difference between a cabbage and a lettuce. That's E40 right there. Like, we grew up on a hell of a mentality. where you could not love. If you loved a woman, like if you loved a woman, you a simp. If you loved a woman, you were a trick. Like, if you bought her something, you were a trick. Imagine that. I was afraid to buy you a sandwich because I didn't want to feel like a trick. I said, man, you got to show me the paper. You got to buy me a Chipotle bowl. Like I had a crazy mentality. I had a crazy mentality, y'all. It was nutty. But now I look at it and I say it was just immaturity. It was just hurt. I was just, y'all can check out my series. I have 4 videos now, The Confessions of an Emotionally Unavailable Man. I simply make, because y'all request them. Y'all asking really good questions after each one. And I'm like, that's actually worth discussing. So, make sure to check that series out. But yeah, I was emotionally unavailable. I was so numb to my emotions. I was afraid. I was afraid of losing love. That's all that really was, right? I was afraid to lose love. And so I acted in certain ways. And we see that both in men and women. Don't get that twisted. It's not just us men running around and, not having feelings. Like there are women out here we see it. It's in the music. It's in the culture. It's in everything. I'm not going to name names, but, there's certain individuals with names that, are either a color or, are, water at a certain low temperature of 0. There are ices and reds and, when I say I'm not going to say nothing, I'm going to say it. There we got the reds and the ices and they're showing us the way to what it looks like to be somebody who is broken, to be somebody who, doesn't have a sense of themselves and doesn't have that knowledge of love for self that goes out and displays themselves as this caricature, because that's what that really is. When I was trying to be, this, S3X symbol and, be seen in a certain way and moving suave and woo, woo, woo. Like all of that was just based on my insecurities. All of that was based on, me trying to be perceived in a certain way. I was playing a role. I was, emitting a character out there in the world just so I could be seen, just so somebody could view me as desirable. And if you're in that place still, you're not in a place equal to wife. You're not in a place equal to husband. That's the God honest truth about it. Like if I came into my soulmate right now, that whole grown woman right there, who knows who she is, who got that love of self, who has the knowledge of self. If I came up to that queen right there, and I'm talking about I'm saying, shot, like, I don't know. We just gonna see where it goes. She will see where it goes right up out that door. Like she'll be gone. You understand? I'm over here playing games. I'm here with the grown woman playing a child's game. She's gone. And a lot of folks think being a man is about, having the bag and, having a certain type of bag and having a certain type of whip and having chains on and, like just stuff that we've been programming to believing actually means something. But there are men who all of that stuff means nothing. And most of the men, to be honest, like most husbands, true husbands like that, none of that stuff means anything. They're trying to build a foundation. They're trying to build a true empire. They're trying to build a true generational wealth. They might be working a 9-to-5. They might be working blue collar, whatever, but they're looking to make a way, right? Some of them, yes, might, have a big old bag or whatever it is and might really be caked all the way up. They got their bread all the way long. They might be in that financial situation, but that's not what makes them and it's not what breaks them. And when you find a lot of these man boys or, these girl women, I guess would be the equivalent, is they look like women, but they're really a little girl inside, or they look like a man, but they're really a little boy inside. Those type of individuals, they have the priorities of a child. That's how you can really, actually, I need to make an entire video. Let me know, guys. Let me know if y'all want me to make a video specifically about like the man child and the woman girl. Okay, I'm gonna change the title to something that you can actually resonate with, but something along the lines of that and how to really identify these aspects within ourselves as well as obviously others. But I always bring it back to self because that's where it truly matters, because we're the ones who are creating our life experience. We're the ones who are allowing something. We're the ones who are permitting things in our lives. Ooh, hello. We're the only ones who can make that decision. By the way, I'm leaving that burp in there because I'm human. Okay, I'm human. I'm a grown man. I'm a burp. I'm a fart, whatever, right? So, again, getting back to the point at hand, when you're looking to be this thing, You have to always check, what is this actually about? Is it because I'm looking to satisfy some sort of void that's within myself? I think this thing is gonna make me happy. Like for me, coming back to the metaphor I used earlier with music, I guess it's a simile technically because I was making a contrast, but I ain't got to get too technical on them like that. When I was using that example earlier, I also had to check myself, right? To say, is this actually about the love of the process? Like, is this about being in love with, being in here and creating music? Or is it about being seen? Is it about being perceived in a certain way? Is it about, people looking at you as, oh man, this dude's so cool. He's this, he's that, he's him. Is it about that? Or is it about the purity of the actual creation of music? And this is the same thing we have to ask ourselves about relationships. We have to ask ourselves, is this really about the relationship? Like, is this really about cultivating this wonderful union that I'm going to come together with this individual and we're going to build together and we're going to experience and we're going to grow together and we're going to come to understand things about ourselves through this relationship. And I'm not going to hold you responsible for me as a grown person, but we're going to have this mutual respect that comes as a byproduct of us having respect for ourselves. Is that what you're really looking for? Because if it's not what you're looking for, then, hit the pavement, hit the road, Jack, get back on the street, do what you got to do for you then. Like, that's all there is to it. If it's not for you, just be honest. And again, I have more respect for you if you go and do that and live in that way and you're just straight up about what you are, then you're somebody who has got a ring on, but you're living that way and you're pretending to be hubby or wifey. I don't respect, but like, there's brothers who try to develop relationships with me and I have cut their asses the hell off because of infidelity, right? They tell me that they cheating on their girl, whatever it is, and they try to sneak. Oh yeah, for real. I'll peep. Like, I'll listen. Okay. Oh yeah. Word. Okay. Block. Ghost. Gone. Next time they see me, like they ain't even there. I don't play that. I don't play that because again, you also are the company that you keep. If you keep the circle or inner circle, you have individuals around you who live in a certain way. Come on. That's one of the biggest things, by the way. One of the biggest reasons you can't make the transition is because of the people that you got around you. That's going to be a whole different video I will for sure make. I might actually do that one tonight. When you keep individuals around you who are complacent and content in their misery, you will continue to perpetuate the very same thing. Just off the circumstance itself, off of the environment itself. Right? That's the messaging that is perpetuated. That's what is being incentivized. Those are the things that are rewarded within your inner circle. It's not rewarded to be a wife. It's rewarded to be, a hoochie mama. Then you're going to go ahead and be a hoochie mama. If it's not rewarded to be a husband, but you're rewarded to be a dog, a downright dirty dog, then you're going to be a downright dirty dog because you're trying to gain the acceptance and the approval of these people. Don't get it twisted. When somebody tells you they're nothing like their friends, there's something about your friend. There's something about the people around you that you're clinging on to. Don't get that twisted. You might want to disagree me to the moon and back, but you can do all the arguing you want. Anybody who knows me for real, they know I'm not the one to argue. I'm not here to convince you of anything. If you don't see what's right in front of you, that's on you. You got to get different lenses, sweetheart. You got to get different lenses. And if I'm wrong, I'm going to admit I'm wrong. Yep, I was wrong on that. But certain things, I know what it is because I face them in myself and in multitudes of other people that have come to me throughout a lifetime asking the very same questions because we have very few of them that we actually care about in this life. And this is one of those. And I'm just going to sum it up like this. You will always get the results of what you are. Life is always going to deliver to you not what you want and what you are begging for and what you are thirsty for. It's going to give you the thing that you are actually embodying and that you are emulating, that you are fully encapsulating, right? The thing that you are representative of is what you are going to create in your life. So, and this is a little last, it's like if your Instagram looks like a hoochie mama, but you're really talking about I'm a wifey and you're talking about people are judging me, y'all are insecure, this and that, and you're having a hard time finding somebody to take you serious, you might want to start questioning that. You got 3 dating apps on your phone and you're talking about, oh man, I'm a hubby, but you're not. You're playing too much. You're foolish. You're playing too much. That's not the way. That's not the way. Nah, but I gotta meet people. I gotta go. No. Look, I met wifey like on a one stop shop. Boom, bop, bada, bop, bam, pow. Right? It was you You could see, when your spirit is right, like y'all know, when your spirit is right, the person comes to you, you come to the person. You don't even know how to explain how it happened, and it's just everything just makes sense. You don't have to go look for 100 things that ain't yours. The one thing that is yours is gonna come in, but you got to be ready to receive what is yours. And a lot of y'all are trying to receive what's everybody else's and what's got nothing to do with you, and you end up receiving nothing. Falls right through your hands, right to the wayside. Now you mad. Now you blaming God. No, that's not how we're gonna do it. Not from 2024 forward. I don't know about 2023. That's in the past now. I don't look to the past. I look at right now and I look at where we're going. So you're going to watch this. It's going to be 2025, 2026. It's going to be 2020. It's going to be 3026. Damn it. And this message is still going to hold exact same. You ain't going to have an Instagram. You're going to have some kind. Hopefully not. I hope we don't go this way. You might have a damn avatar and your damn virtual glasses, your micro lenses or whatever the hell they got going on. But as long as you don't have this part taken care of, consider it finished. There's no point. Don't play the game if you ain't ready to abide by them rules. That's it. But if you are, welcome to the game. Welcome to the game. It's a whole lot of fun over here, I tell you that.
Sunshine, fell in love with the light, fell in love with the night, I fell in love with the full moon, fell in love with the night. I used to be afraid of the dark, a place unknown like a heart in their heart. I used to see my life in the bar, now the kids unchained, every shackle is lost. 2 steps in the moonlight, 2 step in the daytime. You just know when it feel right. Got a feeling the time's not. See you through those shades that I just threw on. Through my lenses, you just can't do no wrong. I fell in love with myself again. I fell in love with myself. I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light.